Good morning, millennials. Welcome back to the Morning Toast and happy hump day.
It doesn't feel like your average hump day.
Well, that's because maybe not for you, but like some of us have to fast tomorrow. So I don't know, maybe this week is just feeling off for some of us.
This week is feeling so full of promise for me because, I'm in my 10 days, I'm reflecting, I'm repenting. Tomorrow, I'm looking forward to really diving into the yom, no phone. I might even do no TV. I might just do book just to make it a little harder on myself because I'm not fasting.
So for those who don't know, tomorrow is Yom Kippur, which is the Day of Atonement for us Jews. We must fast and all day.
Whilst we atone for our sins, though pregnant ladies need not fast.
And suddenly, I'm feeling a kick. Is that a child? Yeah, no, I have to fast. And usually, we're commiserating together about, the nasty breath of everyone in shul. And I'll just be doing that by myself this year. Because you've abandoned me, just like everyone else.
I'll be waking up, having breakfast, having lunch. And then I'm actually going to be hosting the breakfast, which I'm really excited about. And it works out for everyone else because no one else has to go through the torture of preparing a meal while they're fasting.
It's only fair that you host the breakfast. I just want to say, for the last 2 years, I have hosted the breakfast. And part of it is torture. But it's something to do, instead of just looking out the window thinking about, how you're a terrible person and how hungry you are, it's something. You're slicing tomatoes, it's something. And honestly, I would say 98% of the shit that is served at a bagel breakfast, I gag at. I was unboxing herring and tuna and honestly was making me not hungry. It's disgusting. The cutting of the bagels and toasting them, that will kill you.
Yeah.
But I don't know, the egg salad sloshing around in the container, you know what?
You're good on that.
I think I could fast another day.
Is there any requests that you have for the breakfast?
I'm so fucking glad you asked.
I'm taking requests.
Okay, can we please, I know everyone loves a diverse bag of bagels, and don't get me wrong, I do too. But let's be real, the plain ones go the fastest because everyone loves a plain.
Plain?
Yeah.
Nobody likes a plain. Nobody. I wouldn't have even gotten a plain if you hadn't mentioned it.
What?
You're the only one who would go for a plain bagel.
Well, get a bunch because I'll take some home.
Fine.
A lot. I want an overflowing of bagels.
Okay.
And I know everyone likes, let's get a cinnamon raisin. Stick with poppy, sesame, a nice of the base, the regulars.
Okay, Snitch and I both are going to have cinnamon raisin as dessert bagels.
No, of course, but flavorless bagels, justice for the flavorless bagels. Okay, everything is good, of course. When I break, I just want a plain or even a poppy seed that tastes like nothing, or a sesame really tastes like nothing. Something, a good base. That's what I'll say.
Okay, that's fine.
Now, if I walk into your home and I see Philadelphia cream cheese, I just want to let you know I'm leaving.
Well, you're going to see it because it's the premier cream cheese. But you will also see temp tea.
Okay.
Because...
Sorry. Let's just rewind. Did you say it's the premier cream cheese?
Philadelphia cream cheese is the only cream cheese worth cheesing with cream.
Wow, I'm shocked. I know that you they have a really good scallion cream cheese.
I like all of theirs. Temp tea is so disgusting.
Oh my God. I think cream cheese that is not whipped literally deserves death, jail to them all.
You're so crazy. But you know what? Different strokes for different folks. I'm going to have every cream cheese. And I'm going to also have fresh cream cheese.
Okay. Also, I don't know if you're going to be doing this, but I really prefer to eat off a paper plate.
Okay.
That's just me. And honestly, beverages are also really important.
I just placed a large beverage order. But do you have...
I think sparkling water is probably of the utmost importance that day because I'll be super dehydrated.
I have the one that I always have.
But I'd like to indulge in a little Diet Pepsi.
Oh, okay. I didn't place that order. Okay.
Okay. And then let's move on to dessert. Because, I don't know, I'm just throwing it out there. A Carvel cake. I'm just throwing it out there. It could be a small, personal size one.
I think you can make that work.
Because, this is a special meal, and I'm not really into, the traditionally Jewish desserts. How many times can we have rugelach,
Yeah.
Except Olivia got those babka bites that I wouldn't mind eating again.
They were so good, but for me, at Yom Kippur, the dessert is a cinnamon raisin bagel with Biscoff cookie butter on top and a little jelly.
No.
Doesn't that just sound like something?
I'm so excited. I think I'm going to have a bagel today for lunch. And today's, my last day on Earth. So
right. What are you having for dinner?
I don't know. And, Ben's going to shul, so, I have to eat by myself.
Could I entice you to some homemade pappardelle?
Handmade pappardelle?
Handmade pappardelle.
Pappardelle.
I hate you. Handmade pappardelle that I made at home.
No, I need something from a restaurant.
It tasted restaurant quality.
I'm sure it did, but I'm thinking either a Serafina moment or Oh my God, I'm so nervous. I can't believe like the day is upon us. We talk about it all year long, and it's like literally tomorrow. And I am looking forward.
All year for Yom Kippur. Do you see the new
I
one?
didn't.
Oh, I saw it
The new
on
Sunday
Instagram.
Night Football?
The new Sunday Night Football. They used the new Mandalorian technology. It was looking really good. It wasn't Browns versus Jets, but it was good.
So they don't copy and paste like the songs, like the teams anymore?
No, they do. But when we were going through it, like
it wasn't
the sample.
this particular game.
That wasn't the particular game, but no. And I found out, thank you for everyone for letting me know, she records every combination. I thought she recorded every team name in each trope and they put them together.
Me too.
But she records every game that's going to happen. She sits there and she records it.
I would love to sit in on that session.
Not all heroes wear capes, you guys.
But actually, Carrie Underwood does.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I'm looking forward to feeling lighter. Like on Friday, I feel like I'm gonna have like a renewed sense of energy, and I've just been feeling kind of heavy this last week because that's what you're supposed to do, just reflect. And when I reflect and I look inside and I see me for what I truly am, which is ugly, it doesn't make me feel good. So I'm looking forward to rolling my eyes the forward way, looking forward after Yom Kippur, and focusing on other people's problems, not mine.
Great. Okay. Well, it sounds like you have a plan. Mm-hmm. And obviously that means there will be no show tomorrow, but just know we will be repenting. And
wishing we were at the show.
Wishing. Yeah, except I'm looking forward to sleeping in a little.
Yeah, me too.
I've been sleeping good this week, like some good pregnancy sleep.
Oh, thank you for reminding me. I wanted to tell you, if you come near me, like I smell today. I had the craziest night of like tossing, turning, waking up for some reason drenched in sweat, and I woke up because I was so exhausted. I woke up so late. I should have taken like a body shower because like I was literally doing the marathon in my sleep, like an elliptical. I reek.
Okay.
Just a word to the wise, everyone.
Thanks for the heads up.
You're welcome.
What do you think was keeping you up?
I don't know, because I can't remember my dreams, but I fell asleep really fast. I was having deep, like, psychological dreams.
It was a psychological thriller?
Literally.
Okay.
And that's where I'm at.
Okay, well, I think we should get into everything because we've got a lot to do today and we've got a lot to talk about. So without further ado, who's here? Don't worry about him. It is time for the Fast 5 stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast.
And today's episode of The Morning Toast is brought to you by Liquid IV. Liquid IV hydrates you faster and more efficiently than water alone. They contain 5 essential vitamins. It has more vitamin C than an orange and as much potassium as a banana. They're healthier than sugary sports drink, and they have no artificial flavors, preservatives, and they're made with less sugar than an apple. So Liquid IV is so effective because of their cellular transport technology. If you have a hard time drinking water, which I do, it's so hard, Liquid IV comes in a ton of flavors. You add it to your bottle of water, and first of all, it tastes so much better. And second of all, it hydrates you like 3 times more. So it's really, really a fabulous product. And you didn't hear it from me, but they're known to help with a hangover every now and then. So check it out. They're also on a mission to change the world. The company is donating 4 million servings in response to COVID-19, and products are being donated to hospitals, first responders, food banks, veterans, and active military. Grab your Liquid IV in bulk nationwide at Costco, or you can get 25% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use the code TOAST at checkout. That's 25% off anything you order when you get better hydration today using promo code TOAST at liquidiv.com. By the way, before we dive into the stories, can you tell everyone about your experience watching LuLaRich?
Yes, I was going to wait till the end of the show for a content segment.
Oh, okay. So let's do that.
Let's
do that. I like that idea.
Okay, cool. Our first story, big news, Time 100 Most Influential People list is out, and Meghan and Harry are on the cover. There's a lot of other influential people inside, but chef Jose Andres wrote a short essay about the pair. You know how everybody like writes about someone else, just like J-Lo wrote about Charlie, as we saw on Hulu.
Well, so I feel like I'm looking at this with a whole new perspective after watching the D'Amelio show. And I just think it's like kind of funny how like 16-year-old Charlie D'Amelio had the wherewithal. Excuse me.
That's problematic. No, I mean, we're not going to cut the show. We'll just have to ride it out. If you see someone say something. Yeah, hold on.
You see anyone?
Yeah, actually I do.
Oh, did they lock us in? What time is it?
10:51. 11:30.
11:30.
12.
12. 12. How do you say 12?
12.
11:30.
Yes. We got time, you guys. Okay.
So, if you're watching on YouTube, you're getting the uncut footage, but if you're on podcast,
it's like we never left.
So now after watching the D'Amelio show, I feel like I have a whole new perspective on this list. And I just find it interesting. This is not me being a hater, but probably is me being a hater. I do find it interesting how 16-year-old Charli D'Amelio had the wherewithal, like not to make it about herself. There's like real activists and doctors and scientists doing amazing work, and she didn't want to, she was honored to be on the list, but she didn't want to like make it about herself. And then Harry and Meghan just waltzed right on the cover.
I just want to say, I think it's a different list because they were saying it was like an inspiring list. Like,
no, it was influence.
It was influence?
Yeah.
But it was a different time of year. And then like that was filmed at the beginning of this year. I don't know. I don't know if it's the exact same list.
Okay,
That's all
okay.
I'll say.
I
But
just like
that is an interesting point. I mean, yeah, I don't want to be a hater. Meghan and Harry are, Meghan and Harry. And there are a lot of things, and they're, so high profile, and like everything they do is news. I don't know that I would say that they're so influential.
That's what I was going to say as well. They're A-list, and they're incredibly recognizable.
But like they have a podcast. Have any of you listened to it? They have a children's book. Have any of you purchased it?
I know. And like,
he has a show on Apple Plus. Has any of you watched it? I'm not saying nobody's watching it, but I'm just saying like I don't know people who are like thoroughly influenced by them.
Or like they're the number one most influential, like
Right.
on the cover. No, I completely agree. And honestly,
If they were buried somewhere down there, I wouldn't really think about it. I'd be like, yeah, they're big stars, sure. Because there's a lot of people on the list. I'm not going to go through how influential every single one of them is.
did the show even come out yet? I've heard not a lick about it.
I think that it did come out.
No, you're right. Like their podcast launched, and then everyone was like, "Oh my god!" And then nobody cared. Like it's just like a lot of hoopla for everything they do.
Yeah.
And nobody really like follows through, except for with the Oprah interview, because like that was
Right, but then it's like, okay,
That's
so
not
the
influence.
most interesting thing about them is that they're royal defects.
Right.
And if they're not talking about the royal family, like, are people listening?
right. No, so I agree.
So then they go back to talking about the royal family, and it's like, all you do is talk about the royal family.
right. So like, is this the list of like famous people? Who else is on the list?
Okay, it's a really long list. There's obviously the different categories, so we'll go through relevant categories and people.
Okay.
So we have, what is this one? Oh, icons is one. Naomi Osaka.
Very influential.
Yes. Alexei Navalny.
Oh, Meghan McCain's always tweeting about him.
Yeah.
I don't know
But
much.
it seems influential. Britney Spears.
Very influential.
Dolly Parton.
Oh, Moderna. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's a lot of other people, but I'm just going through like celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
Then in the pioneers category, we have Billie Eilish.
Incredibly influential.
Suni Lee. I'm happy she's there.
Me too. When I think, I guess, yeah, no, she actually, she's very inspiring. Her story, she's influential.
In the Titans category, we have Simone Biles.
I mean,
extremely influential.
She honestly should have been on the cover, if we're being honest.
Tim Cook.
Sure, yeah.
Shonda Rhimes.
Of course.
Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Then there seems like there's a lot of people who feel like they would be on it every year. Like Elon Musk is on this list.
Well, yeah, because
he's influencing every year, no?
Constantly raising the bar for all of us.
Artists, so that's really like the celebrity category. Kate Winslet.
That's incredibly bizarre.
But I guess her show Mayor of Easttown influenced this year.
That's true. Okay. Still pretty random.
Yeah, Bad Bunny, 100%.
Sure.
Chloe Zhao.
I don't know who that is.
Jason Sudeikis. He's having a moment.
Well, Ted Lasso, and then I think maybe they just put him on this list because they feel bad for him.
Because of Olivia Wilde.
Wouldn't you?
Isn't he dating someone, though?
Yeah,
Who?
like a model, child,
Okay. Scarlett Johansson.
I
I think, like, with Black Widow and...
guess, yeah, that's definitely a stretch, I think.
I know, but, like, there are so many celebrities walking this earth, and, like, these just don't feel like the biggest ones to me, but
In
sure.
terms of influence. Like,
Yeah.
is this a list
No,
of the
but,
most
okay,
famous people?
Here's
like,
more. Like, Lil Nas, yes.
100%.
Bowen Yang, your fave.
Oh.
And he's influencing SNL.
And by the way, he's doing such important work, like bringing SNL into the 21st century.
Yeah. Tracy Ellis Ross.
Yes, Blackish is huge.
Daniel Kaluuya.
Yes.
Kane Brown.
Yes.
Yes. So that's, there's other people in the category, but those are like the most famous people. Then there's a bunch of leaders who are politicians. Then innovators, so that's like Elon Musk and other innovators who I don't recognize. And that seems to be the list.
Yeah, so honestly, like, I would love some, and I feel like we say this when we report on this list a lot, like, what is the point of this list? Like, because honestly, like, if it's a roundup of famous people, then yes, Harry and Meghan were probably the most famous thing, the biggest deal to happen in the last, you know.
In 2021, like, who else would you put on the cover?
Right. But if we're talking about influence, like, you're right. Like, all these deals they keep getting, like, it's huge news, like, she's going to voice over for Disney Plus. And then it's like, nobody cares.
Yeah.
So all these projects are huge headlines, and then in actuality, does anybody actually care about the content they're making? I don't think anyone listens to their podcast.
Yeah. I don't even know if they're still doing the podcast right now.
Right. So in terms of influence, in the way that we understand influence in this day and age, Harry and Meghan are not influential, but they're really famous.
Yes. I agree. Now I'm looking to see who's been on other covers.
Yeah.
Oh, then in 2019, it was there was 3 covers: Dwayne Johnson, Taylor Swift, Sandra Oh.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah. I felt strongly about that.
Oh, actually, it looks like there was like a bunch of covers, but that's just one. Okay, like 2018. Like, honestly, Charlie should have been on the cover.
No, because that's what I'm saying. Like, if we're talking about modern influence, or like, I don't know, someone who had an amazing scientific breakthrough for, the cure for cancer. I don't know. Like,
yeah.
I'm just struggling to understand what and who Harry and Meghan influenced this year, or just like in general.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe like the American public about what the royal family did to them. I don't know. Like, I'm not understanding the influence.
Right.
I'm not under the influence.
I'm not under the influence either, but it's so hard to get me under there. But once I am,
Woo.
I'm sold.
That's
LuLaRich, I'm buying leggings.
You guys, Jackie, we're going to discuss it in the TV recap. Jackie has the most interesting take on the LuLaRich. LuLaRich. You keep calling it LuLaRich, so now I'm saying
If
that.
I was you,
I'd wanna wear LuLaRich. I'd wanna wear LuLaRich. I'd wanna wear LuLaRich.
Ro.
By the way, it sounds better if it's LuLaRich.
I know. But that was a song from the documentary.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's Time 100. Check it out or don't. It is what it is.
Or don't. Like, nobody cares.
And it's also weird that, like, there's like, the list is called the influential list, and like being an influencer is actually a job,
right?
And there are people on this earth who are influencers, who are influential, who are not on this list.
Like, where is
even just
one podcaster,
one influencer? Like,
where's
even
Joe Rogan?
Kiara Frogny, Joe Rogan.
Yeah, that's actually really weird.
Yeah,
because if we're talking about influence, like, people, like, I remember when I was watching some episode, like, I forget who it was, whatever, like, maybe it was Bernie Sanders, like, people, because of Joe Rogan, like, his numbers went up, like, tenfold. Like, that's actual influence.
Yes, that's actual influence. I guess the podcasters on this list are Meghan and Harry.
Oh, thank you so much for correcting me. I stand corrected.
Yeah.
No, that is really weird. Or even influencers, like...
Just one, even.
Yeah. Like, honestly, Sumi Navy's really influential. Like, her business is blowing up.
Rach Parcell?
Honestly, like, just on my personal Time 100, Rach Parcell's on the cover.
Oh my God, we should do like a Patreon episode of our personal Time 100.
People who are actually influential.
Influences me to buy things.
And like,
to think about something.
That also just launches like a really interesting conversation about influencers because, and this is like my favorite thing to talk about, because like you could be an influencer with like millions of followers and have no influence.
Yeah.
Like, you could start your own line of clothing and you could have no customers. Or you could be like an Instagram influencer with like 400,000 followers. I feel like Shannon Ford is like the most influential like person on Instagram, and she doesn't have multi-millions.
Yeah.
So it's not even about followers. It's really about influence, and not everyone has that.
It's so true. Okay.
And like I could, but I won't like rattle off people who have no influence. But just now I have like a list in my head.
Well, we should do a Patreon episode about our Toast 100 most influential.
Totally.
Toastily. Okay, next up, switching gears, comedians are reacting to the tragic death of SNL star Norm Macdonald. Norm Macdonald's unexpected death from cancer at the age of 61 has brought an outpouring of remembrances from fellow comics and actors on social media, from Jim Carrey, Patton Oswalt, Seth Rogen, Jim Gaffigan. Everybody's talking about Norm. He was struggling privately with a 9-year battle with cancer.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes, and he passed away.
Well, now that he's in the news, like I was getting like things on TikTok of him, and it made me want to watch his episode of Comedians in Cars.
Oh, for sure.
Because there was like this really quick clip with him and Jerry talking about Bill Cosby, and it's very, you know, not appropriate, but it was so funny.
Oh, that's so funny. I was seeing like a bunch of like quotes of his going around, or like video clips from like his time on SNL and other stuff, and it definitely, like, that sounds like a great episode to watch to get to know the man a bit better.
And then it got me thinking, like, when is the next season of Comedians in Cars? It's been a while.
Know. And yeah, I mean, comedy's more personal than food, so these things take time.
Shut up.
I mean, if you
don't make the rules.
You need to. I don't make the rules.
No.
Jerry is told he has to say it once per episode, or he won't be able to do the show.
Or he won't get paid.
Yeah.
What's your favorite episode of Comedians in Cars?
Ooh, I haven't watched as many as you have.
Okay. Well, I'm very selective. Like, if I don't know the person, I won't watch the episode.
Yeah, I have to think of just the episodes that I have watched, but I do feel like there's like an obvious answer that I just can't.
I think, can I say it for you? I think I know what yours. It's Tracy Morgan.
Oh, that is a great episode.
It's really good. So is the Jim Gaffigan one.
Yeah, but you're such a Jim Gaffigan girly.
I am. You know, I met him once on a plane.
Kevin Hart is also really good.
Oh, yeah.
And he's a fave of mine.
Yeah, and Dave Chappelle did one too, but it was kind of serious.
Yeah,
Dave
but
Chappelle
also
is
the
serious.
Steve Harvey one was so good.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
You forget that, like, especially like Steve Harvey, who's done so much. He started in comedy, but now I just assume, I think of him as like, you know, the guy who announced the wrong Miss Universe. Like,
right.
He's so many other things. Family Feud, the Steve Harvey Show, but he started in stand-up, and he is so funny.
And the Kate McKinnon one is really funny too.
Yes, it is.
They're, honestly, most of them are funny.
Honestly, I could go back and watch them. Like, I feel like it's been so long, but he like did all the comedians.
Yeah, the Larry David one is interesting because they're both trying to like out Larry each other.
Totally.
It's a Larry off.
They have like the same like dry.
No, because like he's Seinfeld because of Seinfeld is Larry and Larry is Larry.
Totally.
So like they're both like competing, like talking about like how comedy's more personal than food.
Have you been seeing like Larry has been like out and about. He went to the U.S. Open.
I saw him at Fashion Week.
And he went to the U.S. Open and was like plugging his ears because it was so loud. It was like so Larry. And it just got me thinking, like, where's the season?
Yeah, they keep saying that, you know, Curb, it's the final season and then there's another season.
Well, because moronic shit keeps happening in the world. Like, how could Larry not do a season on COVID? Like, it's his dream to stay in the house.
Yeah.
Loved it. Well, it hasn't come out yet, but I will love it. I know I will.
For sure. Okay, you ready for our next story, which is a little like Met Gala follow-up. Some things have like emerged, not a lot, but one, Justin Bieber and Hailey Baldwin were taunted with a Selena chant at the Met Gala.
Okay.
Did you see this?
Yes. And I feel like I've went on a rant before about like people who like literally are mourning the loss of a relationship that wasn't theirs from 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And how I just want to say I think they're enormous losers. I think... So basically they got out of the car, they walked onto the carpet, and people were across the street, like lining up for days, and they were just chanting, Selena, Selena, when Justin and Hailey are trying to take photos.
Right.
And I just want to let you know, like, if you were there and you participated in the chant, just know, like, I hate you. Not even because, like, I'm a Hailey stan versus Selena. Like, you're a grown person. If you're old enough to get yourself to the Metropolitan Museum of Art, you know, like, you're probably not there with your parents. Like, you probably came with your friends. So, like, you're mature enough to travel in the city by yourself, and you're chanting about Selena Gomez to another couple who's very happily in love.
Married.
You are a loser, and you should reflect, look inside yourself, and be like, why? It's you know, it's right before Yom Kippur. You should ask God, why am I such a loser? Maybe he can help you, because we can't.
And it's also never too late to change, you know? And it's a new year, it's a new leaf. You can repent for chanting Selena at the Met Gala, and you can move forward in your life.
You have to stop,
God,
like, for real.
But you just can't keep doing it.
No, and then it's like people will like take clips of them on the red carpet looking uncomfortable and be like, oh my God, he's thinking of Selena. No, you're making them so uncomfortable. Stop.
So their red carpet body language, we were talking about it yesterday, but not on the show. And now I guess it makes a little bit more sense. But first of all, I do think that, like, you know, posing for pictures can be awkward. Mm-hmm. There were a few moments that like people were talking about. First, he put his hand on her stomach and then she swatted it away because she knew everyone was going to say that they're pregnant. And I don't think that they are whatsoever. But they were both like laughing once she realized like what it looks like.
Yep.
Then they also like switched sides.
Because she wanted to be on her good side.
Right. Like they're so relatable. But what's also so funny is like you watch a 10-second clip of them taking pictures and it's like pretty awkward. And then you see the pictures and it's like,
movie star.
No, so
they know what they're doing.
Movie moment. But it's just like, so that's how just
I just don't know how Hailey does it. Like, these accounts, like, you look at her Instagram comments, it's like, Selena, like, shut up. And honestly, if you're there to represent Selena, you're making Selena look like an enormous loser. Like, is she still thinking about Justin? Is that what you're saying? Justin's happily married and she's not, and she's thinking about, like, you're making your girl who you're there to defend, you're making her look like a loser in this situation. So you should stop.
It's true.
Send this to a Jelena fan, this episode, because you guys are fucking losers. I'm sorry. Stop. We are grown people. Like, stop. And honestly, when I saw those videos of everyone chanting and, like, them getting out of the car, like, I was so sad for them.
Yeah.
And if you think, like, Selena's the victim in all of this, you acting this way, you're making Justin and Hailey the victim. So you're having the adverse effect and you're stupid.
Thank you, Claudia. Thank you for this PSA.
Really pissed me off.
The other thing I want to talk about the Met Gala, because Kim posted on her Instagram about her dressing. You know, all day people were, like, speculating about the meaning and talking about, you know, how it made them feel. And she posted on Instagram, like, what's more American than a t-shirt. So that like, perhaps that was the reference for the look.
People have been giving, like, scientific, historic footnotes, a bibliography on what they thought this meant, and like, literally giving dissertations. And she's like, it's a t-shirt. Like, is that it?
Is it an F
shirt? Like, that's it? We all have been spinning our wheels and, like, it's just a t-shirt.
It was just because of t-shirt material, which is a classic American.
And she was wearing, like, a big t-shirt.
Because of t-shirt.
Yeah. Not Z-shirt.
Not a
t-shirt. No, I was, like, honestly, like, crushed. Like, is that okay to say?
Yeah, but it also made me feel like, because at some points I'm feeling like I have no artistic vision, like, and I love Kim and I'm embracing the meaning and the impact to wash over me. I was watching Daily Pop yesterday because I wanted to see what they said about Met Gala looks. And, you know, when you see a picture of a look so many times, especially like some of the fabulous pictures that emerge from the red carpet, my opinion does start to change. And I want to take back one thing I said yesterday about a look. I don't hate J-Lo's hat anymore.
Oh, okay.
Seeing it from enough angles, I can appreciate the hat, and I hope she had a great evening as Mrs. Hat.
Okay.
So then they were talking about Kim's look, and they're showing it from all these different angles, and they were like, this look is stunning. And I was just like, what am I missing?
Right.
You know? How does she look stunning? They said she looks stunning.
But you can't even see her face.
You can't see her face. So maybe I just have, you know, limitations when it comes to understanding art, which is very possible. I'm not an art girly. I'm not.
No, and by the way, I can admit what I know and what I don't know. And, like, I don't understand art, like, at all. And to be honest, I'm not even interested in understanding it.
Yeah. Maybe, like, one day, maybe that's just, like, something that comes with age. Maybe that's, like, the next stop for me on, like, my interests in life to become, like, an art person.
Honestly,
right now, I have no...
Okay, I just had another thought about the outfit.
Okay.
Another theory. But maybe, just hear me out, it's so outrageous, but it's also, like, so recognizable. Nobody's ever worn anything like that ever again. Maybe Kim's hoping, like, in 50 years, when the theme for Met Gala, again, is, like, you know, Americana, someone will go as her, thus cementing herself as a permanent, important figure in American fashion.
And you think that she wasn't that before?
Well,
even though another interpretation of yours says that she dressed as her own body because she's such an important figure.
Okay, excuse me. Defensive. I didn't say interpretation of mine. I said I saw it on TikTok.
No, but I liked it.
So did I. But I was just thinking, like, this is another possibility because, like, maybe she wants to be like an Audrey Hepburn because, like, Audrey Hepburn had all these iconic looks, and this one is, like, so recognizable.
Yeah. I hope that's not it. But, you know, they're all possible.
I still don't. Maybe it's, or maybe it's just a t-shirt.
Which was just really disappointing to me. But also made me feel, like, better that, okay, at least there wasn't, like, this larger meaning that I didn't understand.
That we missed out.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. Are you ready for our next story?
Only if it's the next story that's brought to you by Jenny Kane.
Yes, it is.
You guys, fall is around the corner, and if you have no clothing, listen up. Because
you guys, nobody does fall like Jenny Kane.
No, it's the sweater you can't wait to wear, the mules you'll be pairing with everything. So the mules are their signature piece. They come in leather, suede, shearling, and more, and it's the classic shoe that started it all. They're effortless, super comfortable, and they come in endless versatility, and they really just make you look very put together if you're just wearing a simple outfit. Also, I would say, like, some of my favorite sweaters that I have are from Jenny Kane. They have the Fisherman, which is the classic cashmere knit, and the Cocoon, which is a cardigan, and it also comes in a crew neck. It's their best-selling sweater style. We can't get enough of it. It has a relaxed fit and an ultra-cozy silhouette. Jenny Kane believes that getting dressed should be the easiest part of your routine. With polished basics that will never go out of style, they make everyday moments a breeze. That's what you need for fall, like a couple really good staples that you can dress up, dress down, and Jenny Kane has them, whether they're sweaters or shoes, cardigans. It's really important just to have like 5 or 6 things that you can wear multiple times, but they look super different. And they're all really good quality. They're elevated basics that focus on comfort without sacrificing style. Find your forever pieces at jennykane.com and get 15% off your first order when you use code TOAST at checkout. That's JENNIKAYNE.com, promo code TOAST.
Thank you, Claudia. Our next story is really interesting, some reboot news. The Proud Family revival sets Lizzo, Tiffany Haddish, Lil Nas X, and more as guest stars. Disney Plus has set a stacked cast, literally so stacked, of guest stars and new recurring talent for the Proud Family revival. It's called Louder and Prouder.
That's a good name.
Great name. In commemoration of the original animated series' 20th anniversary. The guest starring voice cast for the series, set to launch on Disney Plus in 2022, will feature A-listers from the worlds of music, film, TV, and sports, including Lizzo, Lil Nas X, Chance the Rapper, Normani, Leslie Odom Jr., Tiffany Haddish, Lena Waithe, Anthony Anderson, Gabrielle Union, Debbie Allen. There's literally so many names here. Just going to highlight a few more. Jane Lynch, Marseille Martin.
Jane Lynch.
Gabby Douglas. Brenda Song, Lori Hernandez.
So it's
Jaden Smith. There's so many.
It's not a reboot. It's a reunion of sorts. Like
it's a series.
Oh,
like so. I think it's some sort of reboot revival.
Do you think they're gonna reboot the episode where she goes on Oprah?
Where she puts her foot in it.
Yeah.
I mean, there are so many guest stars here, and Oprah was not mentioned, which
that's disgusting.
Definitely worries me.
Proud family will push your buttons. I don't know how it goes after that.
No, I really do hope that Sugar Mama puts her foot in it once again.
And maybe they just didn't want to put it on the flyer, but Oprah's definitely making a surprise appearance, right?
I just wonder if, like, for me, like, that reference, just like every time I'm cooking, I'm like, I'm gonna put my foot in it. Like, I just am always thinking about it. Like, I know.
No, Sugar Mama lives rent free in your mind.
She really does. For anyone else, do you think about that? What that like instance all the time?
Never.
No, you don't, because when I mentioned it to you, you didn't know what I was talking about.
I didn't even know what it was.
But like, I just wonder if other people are just always like thinking about Sugar Mama putting her foot in it.
It's very possible. And to be honest, I'm very skeptical of reboots, and just like any sort of revivals. But I really feel like if something is being taken care of by Disney cares so much about keeping the integrity of their stories. And that's why the Cruella was so good. It wasn't just like a strewn together prequel or sequel. They care so much about the integrity of the legacy of the stories they've created over the years that they're not gonna fuck this up. Like, and I have the utmost faith. If something's on Disney Plus, like, I feel really good about it.
I do agree with you. So I think that this won't be terrible. I think it'll be really fun for, the 90s kids and all of us. And we'll see what they do with it.
Yeah,
but so far, crazy. It has the makings of a good reboot. I mean, I am anti-reboot, generally speaking.
Right.
But this sounds like an anniversary special. Like, it's...
And has Disney Plus done any reboots or reunions? Like, when I think of reboots, I think of like Fuller House, which is Netflix. I think of Friends, which was HBO Max. I don't really feel like there's been like a big reboot reunion special on Disney Plus.
No, not that I've seen.
And I think if anyone can do it, I have so much faith in Bob Iger, even though I don't even think he works at the company anymore. But he'll always be my CEO.
Oh.
Nothing but respect for my CEO. Honestly, I need to buy his masterclass. Like,
you should.
I feel like I could learn something.
You should. I have a masterclass code for you.
When people ask, like, who is like your business like idol? No one's ever asked me that, but like, I just have a feeling like maybe they would. Who would you say?
My business idol would probably be Kim.
Yeah.
Kardashian.
Mine like would probably be Brian Kelly.
That's a good one.
He's so rich.
Yeah.
So is Kim though.
Yeah. Are you ready for our fifth and final story? It's a little more TV news, but...
I'm sorry, did you say the final story? Final story, yeah. Sugar Mama put her foot in it.
felt good.
Yeah,
Sometimes
really.
you just need to take it out on the triangle.
Literally.
Okay, Julianne Hough is addressing the activist show Backlash and past blackface costume. Julianne Hough has released a lengthy statement addressing the backlash that has surrounded her recently announced CBS competition show, The Activist, which pits teams of activists against each other in challenges and uses their online engagement and celebrity judges.
Wait, sorry, start again. I need a better understanding of what the show is.
It's a competition show.
For activists.
For activists. So everyone...
Sorry. Who thought that was a good idea?
No, I mean, people thought it was a good idea. It clearly, got
greenlit.
It got Julianne Hough as a co-host alongside Usher and Priyanka Chopra. The show was announced last week, and not to.
No, I need to go read the tweets. I'm sure they're so funny. People already think social media activism is so performative. You're literally just giving so much credibility to those. Okay, so explain the show.
It pits teams of activists. They're pitting activists against each other in challenges, and it uses their online engagement and celebrity judges to determine an overall winner. So there was a lot of backlash for the concept about the show, and then Julianne Hough, and she said now she admits she's not qualified to be judging a show about activism, the premise of which has been widely panned online. So I think everything about this formula is just a no. I also read a series of tweets from someone who auditioned to be on the show, an activist, and he said the whole process was so demoralizing. The things that they wanted him to talk about, they just wanted him to cry.
You're lying.
Yeah, instead of I can't explain it well, but it was just, I don't even know if he wound up on the show, but just the way that the producers were trying to get these activists
trigger them
to activate was all wrong.
No, this is such a bad idea. Just even as a premise, because when you're describing the show, it kind of reminds me of Celebrity Apprentice. All these people getting together to raise money for a cause. But those were famous people doing it, and it was somewhat interesting when they did it. I don't understand from an entertainment perspective who thought this show would be fun to watch. It's sad. And the Julianne Hough of it all. I don't know how she could sign on to this show not thinking that her 2013 blackface would resurface. And honestly, doing blackface is such a big deal. It's atrocious. She really never got it was a big deal, but it was
when it happened.
Right. She didn't get this huge cancel. When I think of how, okay, here's a good example. Megyn Kelly got fired for kind of defending blackface and just say but if it's a costume, it was she didn't do blackface.
She was in conversation.
It was in conversation. And when you think of Megyn Kelly versus Julianne Hough is an A-lister, and Megyn Kelly has a YouTube channel,
Yeah.
So I don't know who on her team advised her that this would be a good idea. Of course, her past indiscretions would become a topic of conversation. And honestly, I feel now she might go through a cycle of cancellation.
Yes, and also, even if this show were a good idea, activists activating and competing with other activists, say that premise didn't bother people, the judges should be activists who can give,
that is such a good call.
who can famous activists who can give critique about how to activate or what you're doing, not just celebrities telling these activists what to do with their life.
Right, technically the activist could teach the celebrity a thing or two, not vice versa.
Right, and I don't even think the hosts should be, or judges should be celebrities who also happen to be activists.
No, it should be activists by day and activists by night.
Yes, not celebrity
who's
by day.
Who's a famous activist?
I'd have to think about who. Who
Gloria Steinem. Sure. Okay.
Great.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
But no, that's by the way, that's another element of why this is moronic.
So I just think across the board, from beginning to end, everything about this show has rubbed people completely the wrong way. I don't know if the show is even going to air.
It really shouldn't, even though I can't lie, I might tune in just to see how stupid it is.
Yeah, no, and it's
this
just
is so embarrassing, for everyone.
It is, and I just do think this show, and I guess they filmed episodes, so
it's coming.
It's set to premiere on October 22nd on CBS and Paramount Plus. You guys, I don't think it's going to make it to October 22nd.
No, and you know what? This is just another example. It's kind of the Imagine video.
Claudia, I was thinking the same thing.
This is people in Hollywood really thinking they're doing something and that they can teach us how to be
a
good.
Thing or two.
And it's you think you're helping, and like we, us normies, like we see you for what you truly are, which is ugly. Like they just think they're really doing something, and like we're just gonna eat it all up, and like we're just looking at them like, you guys really think like you're everything of the sort. Do you know how many people had to work on this show, approve this show, greenlight the show, produce the show, and nobody thought like, is this out of touch? Not one person said that. Moronic.
Yeah, beyond.
So
the countdown is on until October 22nd.
And Julianne Hough releases like this long statement on her Instagram, properly acknowledging like
all of it,
the moronic nature of this journey.
Yes, I don't think the show will air.
No, I don't think it will either.
I don't think it should. It's one of those things that will just like.
But then justice for the activists who like thought they were getting their big break. You know.
Yeah, but it also sounds like from the activist perspective, it was nothing of the sort.
Right.
You know, and like they're. Like, why can't all activists, like, do what they want to do? Why has there only to be one activist?
Right, like, why are we ranking activists?
The activist. It didn't say, like, it's not a show called Activism.
It's not, the show isn't called, I think we're all activists. Honestly, activist is just one of those words that you say too many times.
Whereas we've said it too many times, and now I'm like.
It's gibberish. It's like,
activist.
I feel that way about the word garage.
I know you do. So does the viewers. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Let's dive into the TV recap, which is brought to you by, Bruche. What a delight. The best electric toothbrush. The best electric toothbrush on the market, you guys, okay? Some electric toothbrush can cost over $200, which is just unreasonable. But Bruche is A, the best one out there, and B, super affordable. And they're like styling, wilding, living it up in this city.
Living it up in your mouth.
Literally. So the brush itself is very high tech, high power. It comes with 6 unique modes to customize your brushing experience. It has a 4-week battery life, a magnetic charging stand, and a compact travel case. They also offer subscription programs. Never forget to change your brush head again. Bruche will ship you a new replacement head every 6 months, so you're never stuck using a worn-down brush head. The design is very sleek. Their electric toothbrush has a modern, aesthetically pleasing design, and it comes in trend-driven seasonal colors, and it looks great on your bathroom counter. And every time they drop their like new season of colors, it's like when Apple does their, quarterly drops, like new iPhone. It's like such a big deal. So if you want to get 15% off your Bruche toothbrush kit and the refill plan, use promo code TOAST at Bruche.com. That's 15% off using promo code TOAST at BRUUSH.com.
Thank you, Claudia.
Okay, tell everyone, because I know.
About where I'm at with LuLaRich.
What episode are you on and what are you feeling?
I just finished episode 3 where one of the consultants said, I looked into hiring a class action lawyer.
Got it.
So I have 1 episode left, and I think that's really where all the shit hits the fan. So I'm sure everything I say today, I will totally reject after watching the 4th episode, where I see like what was going on behind the
air
scenes.
of their ways.
But
by the way, do you feel like it took them a little too long in the documentary to explain like what was up? Like, what's the problem?
I still don't understand the problem, really. Like, I see that there's, like, faulty...
leggings
and stuff, but then, and some of the people in the documentary were those who experienced the faulty leggings, but then you also have the owner, I forget his name, Deanne's husband.
Deanne and Mark.
And he's, like, saying that those were very small percentages of how, whatever. But I don't understand, like, so if all of the leggings...
It wasn't because at one point they had to pay people back for the shitty inventory they sold, and they spent over $50 million paying people back. So it was a lot of people.
Okay, so that I will learn in the 4th episode.
Yeah.
But what I don't understand is, like, why did the quality all of a sudden get so terrible? I mean, obviously
they were just 2 hillbillies running $1 billion company. Like, they had no experience. They hired high-level people, their nephews and their sons. They didn't know. And by the way, their growth was unbelievable. And if they had stayed, I think, at like 15,000 retailers, they could have been successful.
Even 50,000.
But 100,000? No. That requires like C-suite level people, a CEO.
Right, but then also at a certain point, there is a cap to how many retailers you can have, even if you have Bob Iger running your business. Right. Because then there's 7 other women in her town who are selling LuLaRoe, and like everybody's got their leggings. Like, you do max out. So I think they reached that point where also like the inventory
But they didn't care because they were then a business that was only dependent on how many retailers they had. Nobody was even selling shit. Like over 70% of their retailers were making no money. Like their business, and that's why it was an illegal pyramid scheme, their business had nothing to do with how many leggings their retailer sold because the retailers had to buy from Mark and Deanne.
Okay, but the retailers were selling the leggings, at least in the beginning. Like, you know,
no, but the people they got on the documentary are the women who
had success.
Like out of the 100,000, they said like less than 1% were making like six figures.
Yes, that I saw. And then like, so 0.01% were made, were getting those bonus checks. The other 70% were not because they didn't have people below them. They just had leggings to sell.
And that's like fundamentally why a pyramid scheme is illegal.
Okay, but like in the beginning when one of the women, like she does her first legging party and she comes home with like $1,400, why can't someone at the bottom of the tier do that?
Because that's just not how, that's like, pyramid schemes are designed to keep 80% of the retailers losing money or making no money. That's what that guy was explaining, and that's why they're illegal.
Got it.
Unless you're like a mentor and you get up to like when you're just like the bottom level of the.
Like if you were just selling leggings, there's no money to be made?
Very little, especially when you have to pay so much for the shit.
Yeah. Anyways, okay, so talking about that end of it, which is what I'm about to get into, and I'm sure I will, you know, but in the beginning.
Yes, I know what you're going to say.
In the beginning, like, and with all of the, like, marketing that we're doing and, like, all the ways it changed, like, so many women's lives for the better for a very long time before it all turned sour, I'm just like, I'm ready to shop LuLaRich. Like,
no, I know. It was actually really sad.
They also, the way that they describe these leggings, like, I do want to try them, and I saw someone commented yesterday, like,
Get them in black.
You were making fun of leggings, but that's just because you haven't tried them yet. Apparently, they are just like magic.
Yeah.
So like that's pretty enticing to me, but also just like this in the beginning, like the fact that like women could stay at home and then also have this little shop and full-time income for part-time work, et cetera, et cetera. But then it's clear that like the
execution.
Execution, we can all agree.
Fucked.
They moldy, smelly. I don't want that shit in my house.
Yeah.
I'm quitting LuLaRich.
Yeah.
But the message started to change too. And it was no longer about this is part-time work. First of all, you're not working hard enough if you're not working full-time.
Right.
And second of all, your husband should quit his job and work on this.
And take on the real responsibilities while you just like make videos.
No, but also he should be invested in LuLaRich too. That way you can never exit. Because at so many points I'm like watching this thing and I'm like, okay, things started to feel weird. Maybe you took your money, you get out.
Right.
It's good.
But when your whole family, and that's why the woman at the end who like literally has to go into bankruptcy and gets divorced, it's because
I haven't gotten to her yet.
Their whole life is dependent on this company that lets them down.
Right. And it's clear that like from the top down, like that was what was encouraged when that was not the bill of goods that was sold at the beginning.
Right.
So in the beginning, this this idea, and also like to Deanne's credit, like it sounds like from her story, she started about it in a natural way. She was, she went to the swap meet and she saw these dresses. She sold them for a little more. Mm-hmm. She made skirts in her kitchen. Everybody liked them. One of her friends wanted to sell them. And it really like the pyramid started in just like a word of mouth. Like she likes making clothes and selling, like in a very industrious, strap on your boots sort of way.
I know, but by the end of the documentary, I'm like, can I believe anything these people say? Like, they become so delusional. And it's like, at first when I'm watching, I'm like, these people are so sweet. Like, they just want to help stay-at-home moms. And like, I do believe like that their intention in the beginning was not to fuck over millions of people. But by the end of the documentary, like, you really don't know what to believe. Like, the best thing is like, the documentarian says to Deanne, like, what made you want to start a brand that like empowers women, and like what does it mean to be women empowerment?
And then Mark speaks over her,
and he's like, actually, Deanne, can I take this one?
Yeah,
like it was so funny. So I just don't know, but like my feelings at the end were like, I thought it was like so earnest and sweet in the beginning, but like these people are like delusional.
Okay, so being delusional isn't a crime.
No, but stealing money from people is.
We'll get there. I'm not there yet. So I'm just saying
So with the moldy leggings, they like refused to buy it back from people, and people had spent $10,000 on their startup fees to get moldy leggings.
Yeah. No. I get that. Like
but they never got into why the leggings were moldy. But they just
because they were leaving them outside.
They just lost control of the whole thing. Like they're like once they started growing, like they should have been like acquired by someone or put a CEO in who has like Fortune 500 experience. Two people with no business experience besides selling clothing cannot run $1 billion company. They just can't.
Yeah.
With their kids.
With also 100,000 essentially contractors.
Right. Like, let's say you're a restaurant. They had 100,000 stores.
Yeah, but like all those retailers are people with personalities and like things, you know, it's a complex organism that they're dealing with. Yes, so I agree with that, but I also think that no matter who was running it, it was going to get too big. But the way that it just blew up, like it was
crazy.
And it's just so crazy. I never heard of it.
I know.
But I guess like I was like in college or
right, just not in the MLM space.
No, not in the MLM space. So it's very interesting.
And they're just characters like Deanne and Mark.
Yeah. So I will finish it. I want to see where a lot of the women who are speaking right now, like where they ended up. Like if any of them were able to be like, you know what, this is just getting to be too all-consuming. Like I'm going to take my wins and
just
go.
Watch. Yeah. They have like 5 people who all do different things.
Okay. Like I hope that there were people out of the 100,000 or even the, you know, mentors, trainers who made good money and at a certain point realized like I'm going to
check out.
I'm going to step away.
There's one girl like that.
Okay.
And she's the one who like was like top. She was a third retailer. She's like the top employee at the company.
Okay, I know her.
She stepped back, not because she had a bad experience or was not making money, but it just didn't feel right that like literally 90%, like 90,000 people were making no money and she was.
Yeah.
And there's actually a woman, and you'll figure out which one it is, who still sells for LuLaRoe.
Well, there's one woman talking about how she wants to keep selling LuLaRoe like forever and how she's working on her 6th cruise.
Yeah.
She's talking about that throughout the documentary, which also makes me feel like, well, people are still doing it.
They're still in business. I just looked at their Instagram the other day and all the comments are like flooded, obviously like great documentary, but they're still in business. I don't get it.
Well, we'll see. I have to watch the 4th episode. I was really on the journey with this brand.
No, because it really like for a while like was this like female empowerment like machine.
Even if like her brand of female empowerment was like, you know,
traditional,
yes, and also like empowering women like within the home, like still can't leave the home.
No, totally. But
like,
by the way, there are a lot of people in our country who do that.
Right. No, but and also those women had already made the choice to stay at home.
Right.
Like it wasn't like she was forcing them to stay home when they wanted to like enter the workplace. Mm-hmm. So she was giving them something to do. So I don't hate all of that. Definitely like want to go to a Tupperware party soon. But then it definitely turns toxic, and the stuff with like the weight loss surgery.
So weird.
But then it also feels like these women were so close. Like it's clear that if you were in this, like if you were in Deanne's inner circle, like
right, the chat, like the LuLaRoe skinnies.
Like LuLaRoe was your whole life, you know? And so if one friend, it's just like, you know, if you're in a friend group and one friend goes and gets this bracelet, like, you know, we're all.
It doesn't stop at leggings.
No, and so on the one hand, it's like, okay, she's their boss and she's like kind of convinced them all to get weight loss surgery. Like that's incredibly fucked up. But on the other hand, when like you're in like a circle and this thing is your whole life, for better or for worse, you get like influence. Oh my God, you look amazing. What'd you do? Oh, okay, I'll do it. Even if it's just like a facial.
Right.
Or a moisturizer.
No, I feel that.
You know?
But yeah, but when it's your work.
Everything with LuLaRoe is the extreme.
Yeah, and when it's with your work, it borders on inappropriate and unprofessional.
Right, but they, like, because it's not a workplace. And
it's your whole life.
Right.
Yeah, so
there's just blurred lines everywhere.
It's an interesting documentary just because it's the most bizarre story ever.
Yeah, and I also feel like before this documentary, I could never understand, well, the MLM to begin with, but also like why they get such a bad rap. Like, how do you even enter one at this point?
Right. No, it's much harder now. That's what I was saying. This is why, like, their success was a perfect storm of a million things. Like being obsessed with leggings at the time, like it was so trendy. And 2013, like there were no Instagram accounts or documentaries exposing pyramid schemes. It was just like a business.
Right. And so, but now this documentary made me understand how a lot of people get into MLMs.
Yeah, of course, you're being sold a bill of goods that is false.
But like if the product is good.
Yeah, well, I just have to say, like I used for a while a Roden & Fields eyelash serum that was amazing. Someone gave it to me and then like I could never buy it again because I had to like join a pyramid scheme to get it, which sucks.
You had to buy 5,000 of them?
Because it's literally the best. And by the way, anytime I talk about it, like I'm going to get hit up with so many Roden & Fields consultants like, here, use my code. Like,
yeah.
So I do think that I don't know, like I'm not into the whole, I don't know as much, I mean, I actually don't know anything about MLMs, but there is a limit to how much they can grow now. Like we will never have a LuLaRoe moment ever again because we're all so hip to what goes on in MLMs.
if something is an MLM and not a pyramid scheme, you're not making money based on the people that you bring, that you recruit. You're making money based on the product sold, and you really believe in the product.
So MLMs are legal, but they're unethical.
Why?
There are many documentaries on it, but the culture in MLMs is very toxic. They brainwash a lot of the women. Like, it's very
Okay, but what if
culty.
you established an MLM that had a good culture?
You should work on that. You know, like, the lines are so confusing. I don't really understand a lot of it.
Yeah, just people, like, so many people choose to do MLMs, and then they get, like, just the worst reputation. But, like, the MLM part is legal. If you're selling a product that you, like, love and you just want to sell, and you also are getting, like, you know, making money from home just on selling product, like...
I don't think that the women who join MLMs, like, what I've heard from people who have left MLMs is that, like, they don't love the product. Like,
these women love the leggings.
Yes, they did. And that's why it's a unique story.
Okay. They don't love the product you're selling.
I don't think, like, they love, you know, the makeup and the toothbrushes, whatever, like, that they're selling.
Okay.
That's just what I think.
Interesting.
And then really quickly, I started Fleabag last night.
Okay.
It's disgusting.
Why did you do that?
Because my friend Abe, whose opinion I respect, like, said I would love it.
But it's time, like, it passed.
No, I know. And, like, I just want to say, like, I think it's, like, the worst show.
You should start Mare of Easttown.
No, I think I was going to start Killing Eve next. Have you watched it?
You're so serious. No.
No, I know. I'm just, like, I've watched everything. Like, I'm at, you know, rock bottom.
Yeah. What about Mare of Easttown? I actually want to watch it.
I know, but that I actually missed the boat on.
No. Fleabag and Killing Eve, you missed the boat on.
But they're still on the air.
Oh.
Like, new seasons come out.
Oh.
Where is the new season of Maisel? Have you ever watched Maisel?
No.
You would love it. Like, adore.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
I know.
Fuck. I forgot Theo was sitting right next to me. Oh, my God. He just touched me. Oh, my God. My chest.
I know. That's what everyone says, that I would love it. Is she okay?
No, oh my God. Like,
oh my God, you're so dramatic.
You are so fucking mean, okay? I'm going through something right now. I scare very easily and my heart rate is just really fast. Give me 1 fucking second, bitch.
The most dramatic person. Look at her. Get the camera on her.
Jackie, you are actually gaslighting me right now. Like, let me just have my moment. Like, I'm actually going to cry, okay? I was very scared. I'm fine now. I just need a moment to catch my breath.
Okay.
Okay, I'm fine. My God.
Are you okay?
Fucking bitch. Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm worried.
Don't act like you care.
No, now I care. You made
I'm okay.
me care.
I was just startled. He gave me a fright.
Things happen. Frights happen.
Yeah, they do.
They do.
Are you a person who frights easily? I am. Like, if I look at myself in the mirror and I didn't, like, realize I was standing there, like, I will actually I get scared so fucking easily.
I guess I do get a fright easily, like, especially with Zach just, like, skulking around. I'm just like...
If I get into an elevator and there's a person in it, I scream.
That's insane.
No, but it's I'm not even being dramatic. It's such a natural reflex because I'm just mindlessly minding my own business, and you don't expect to see someone in an elevator unless I'm in, like, a busy corporate building. But, like, here, it's like a quiet building. My home is a quiet building, and I'm just, like, walking in, and I look up, and there's a person, like, I'll yelp, and they think I'm crazy. But it's 9 times out of 10, I'll scream.
Damn, I'm sure they do think you're crazy.
You want to hear something?
But why don't you walk in looking up?
It's just by the way, I have an even crazier one for you. Like, this is moronic, but it happens a lot. Sometimes my doorbell will ring, and I'll open the door, like, knowing that there's someone on the other side, and I'll be like, sorry, you scared me. Like, because sometimes I just think, like, if it's a package being delivered, they just leave it right outside.
Right.
So it's like 50-50 when I open the door that someone's actually there, not just like a delivery that was left outside.
Yeah.
So I take a step
You're
back.
You're opening the door.
And I'm opening the door. Like, someone rang the bell. They gave me full warning. And I'm still like,
That's so funny.
No, I know.
Damn. Spooky season. It is spooky season, though.
I don't want to end the show because then it's officially like Yom Kippur, you know?
Yeah, but we do have a call.
We do?
Oh, yeah, in 5 minutes. So we got to go.
Okay, you guys. That was our show. Hope everyone who is celebrating has a great Yom Kippur, an easy fast. And we love you.
Yom Tif.
We'll be thinking of you. Please be thinking of us. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to The Morning Toast, the Millennial Morning Show, where we deliver the fast five stories that you need to know every Monday through Friday on YouTube. So if you're watching us on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. We're also available.
Why are you laughing?
I'm just laughing about, like, the
fright.
spooky thing. Yeah. We're also available as podcasts anywhere podcasts can be found. So that's Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Public Radio, iHeartRadio, CastBox, all the places wherever you listen to podcasts. Find us, Morning Toast. Leave a 5-star review about how beautiful, stunning, and smart we are.
Yeah.
Hope you guys have an amazing day. And if you're still listening to the podcast, congratulations. You've made it to season 2 of The Society. Drop the ghost emoji because we're feeling spooky on our most recent Instagram. Have a great day, guys. We'll see you on Friday.
Bye.